something that this will be something that other families will be able to view at their leisure. I do want to be transparent and let you know that I do have a 7:30, another Zoom at 7:30. So you will see me exiting, but I just wanted to let you know why. So Mary, I'm going to turn it over to you and you can get us started.
Thank you, Dr. Becoats, and thank you, Ms. Huff. So as I was saying previously, I have posted a Google Doc where you can put questions if you have any questions. I'm not sure if I'll get to everybody tonight. And also you can click on the presentation. As I go through the presentation, you might think of questions. So if you jot them down on that form, there's space for 5. You can, have all your questions answered. So if we don't get to you tonight, we will post the questions and answers on the PLC website.
And Mary, I would just ask, can you put those links back in the chat again for individuals?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes with Zoom, I believe, if depending upon when you log on or chime in, you may not see the links.
Okay.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So again, they're posted. I'm going to try to withhold questions until the very end, but if you do have a question, as I said previously, just click on more and click on the raise hand. All right, so here we go. Okay, so this is an open house for the personalized learning community. So this is the agenda we're going to be covering tonight. There is a learning lab at the Green Avenue site. The learning lab is really a place that distinguishes us from a lot of the other cyber programs, because there will be William Penn School teachers, district teachers here at the site daily. So if your child requires tutoring face-to-face, they can get that. And we will also have other services that would be district services available as well. I'm going to do a K-7 overview of the K-7 program, and then I will do an 8-12 overview of the 8-12 overview. I'll talk about the attendance policy that we have. I'll introduce you to the parent portal. I'll talk about the benefits of the PLC. I'll go review enrollment and grading, and then we'll have an open discussion. So the K-7 program, students will have a daily check-in with their PLC homeroom through Google Classrooms, and they will primarily be asynchronous via Edgenuity, and they will have an Edgenuity teacher that is Pennsylvania certified and that will contact them throughout the day as they're completing their work. And they will be able to set up virtual meetings throughout the week with the teacher. The PLC elementary teacher, who is a William Penn School District teacher, will be available throughout the day for on-site face-to-face tutoring in the Learning Lab or for virtual meetings via Google Classroom. So the Edgenuity program, they partner with Accelerate Education. That's the curriculum that they use to provide their services. So this is a short video explaining their program.
Every lesson will begin with stating objectives and clear goals for your students and teachers. Our kindergarten through 5th grade ELA content is developed around the balanced literacy framework, with word work, reading, writing, listening, and speaking all the way to assessment embedded in the content. Students will work seamlessly across the different strands that are embedded in the daily lessons. Activities will vary across the language arts strands, allowing students to be fully engaged and interested. From videos for introduction to new concepts and direct instruction, to interactive practice and games, to embedded literature-rich content with multiple opportunities for students to write and even record their fluency for practice. In our math courses, you'll see the natural progression of lessons for students. Attention-grabbing videos, games, direct instruction videos, opportunities to practice are even given to the students before moving them into an offline activity to assess their proficiency. Our science courses grab the students' interest by inviting them into a world of hands-on activities, videos, and experiments. Students are also continuing literary development and are given activities to write across the curriculum to show their understanding of new concepts being taught. Extension activities also allow students the opportunity to have a choice and voice in their learning activities by letting them explore what interests them in guided activities. Social studies courses help bring the real-world application to our students in the 21st century for where we are today in relation to what was. Here's another opportunity for students to integrate literacy across the curriculum. Students constantly interact with the content to make real-world connections. Extension activities and opportunities for project-based learning really give teachers and students the opportunity to personalize the learning space. Consumable workbooks with offline activities and practice are available for our elementary core courses. These same activities are also embedded into the online courses to access as PDF documents.
Okay, I'm just going to do some housekeeping. There are some people who are waiting in the waiting room, so let me just let them in. And then I will also post the questions, and I will post the presentation again. Okay, so everybody should be able to see them now. Let me just let some people in. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that's an overview of our elementary. And as I said, they partner with Accelerate Learning. And we will have a William Penn School District elementary teacher on site that will do the face-to-face tutoring if required, and can also do Google Classroom sessions, and will be the homeroom teacher to the students in K through 7. 8 to 12, the students will have a daily check-in with their homeroom teacher, who will be their William Penn teacher located here at Green Avenue. That will be through Google Classroom. Their classes will be a mix of synchronous, so there will be live remote with our teachers, and asynchronous via remote sessions, and they will be through Google Classroom, and the asynchronous work will be through Edgenuity. The core subject teachers will be available throughout the day for on-site face-to-face tutoring in the Learning Lab or for virtual meetings via Google Classroom. So it depends on what you're more comfortable with, if you want the face-to-face or if you want the Google Classroom meeting virtually. The elective teachers will be Edgenuity online teachers who will check in daily and be available for online meetings with the students. So this is a little bit of an overview of the 8 through 12 program and what the students can expect when doing their coursework.
Once you've logged in, you'll see a tile for each course or program you currently have active. Each tile will give you some information about your progress and achievements so far. If you're on track, your progress will appear in blue. If you're ahead, you'll see your progress in green. But if you see your progress shown in red, it means you've fallen behind. You'll need to put in some extra time to get caught up. On some tiles, you can also view your course grade. Your course grade takes into account the work you have done so far, as well as your pace. If you're behind, your actual grade will always be lower than your grade on the work you've done so far. So you'll want to put in some extra time and get back on target to bring your actual grade back up. It's almost time to get started in your online course. Remember to keep these tips for success in mind. First, take notes on what you're learning. You might use e-notes and you might use a pen and paper, but rephrasing what you learn in your own words helps you pay attention and remember what you've learned. Second, stay on pace. Make sure your progress bar is in the blue or even in the green. If you fall too far behind, it gets hard to catch up later. If your teacher has set a target date for you, you can check the due dates in your course map to see exactly what you need to do each day to stay on track. As long as you complete all your assignments for the day, you'll stay on pace. Ask for help when you need it. If you don't understand something, tell your teacher. He or she can explain it in a different way and point you toward other online resources. You are responsible for your own success, but you don't have to do it alone. And finally, avoid plagiarism. It's never okay to copy and paste other people's work and submit it as your own. Even if you find text online and you don't know who the author is, you do know that the author isn't you. You can't pass someone else's work off as your own. So always cite your sources or rephrase ideas in your own words. Now we're ready to jump into a lesson. To get started, you can click Next Activity, or you can click anywhere else on the tile to go to the course map. This is your course map. From here, you can view the entire structure of your course. You can also view your e-notes here. As you work through the course, you may see alerts appear. For example, if you fall behind, you'll see a message telling you how much work you need to do to catch up. If you have feedback from a teacher, you'll see an alert like this. And if you forget to submit an activity for your teacher to grade, you'll see a reminder like this. Don't forget to submit your work once you finish it. A few other helpful things to notice. Want to switch courses? You can navigate among your active courses right here, or go back to the home page. Need help using Edgenuity? Visit the Help Center, where you'll find videos, resources you can download, and frequently asked questions. On the course map, most activities will show up as grayed out and locked unless your teacher has allowed you to move freely throughout the course. To work on any activity that's unlocked, click the activity title. This activity is a warm-up or introduction. Let's take a look. This activity starts with a video. You can pause and rewind the video at any time using the video controls here. If you've already watched the video the whole way through once, you can fast forward to the part you want to see again. However, you can't fast forward through any video segment you haven't watched yet. You do need to watch every video once all the way through. You can control the volume here. And you can turn captions on here. It's important to know that most of the important information you'll be tested on will be taught here in the videos. So pay attention and take good notes. You'll find your e-notes or digital notebook here. You can take notes at any time. Pause the video if you want to, or if you're a fast typist, you can take notes while the teacher is talking. Once you add a note to your notebook, you can go back and edit it if you need to. Just click the note and it'll appear in the eNotes text box. Edit your note and click Save. Now you may find that you want to add more to your notes. In advanced mode, you can use formatting tools like tables, an equation editor, a symbol palette, and bulleted lists. We find that students who take notes tend to do better on quizzes and tests. Taking the time to write down the important ideas in your own words will help you process and remember what you learn. So use your eNotes. Another helpful tool is the glossary, found on this second tab. All the vocabulary words for the lesson will appear here, but you can also look up any word you want. To go back to the lesson word list, just close the word lookup window. The third tab contains a transcript of the current activity. You can view this transcript in English, or you can translate it into any supported language, as long as you have the translation enabled. Just open the transcript and select your language here. Sometimes the video will pause, and you'll be asked to complete a task. On any task, you can use the tools in your toolbar. In math and science courses, you can use the built-in calculators to solve problems. Depending on the course, you might have access to a standard calculator, a graphing calculator, or other specialized calculators. In any course, you can highlight text. This can help you pay attention as you read, especially when you're asked to read extended articles and stories. If you have Read Aloud enabled, you can hear text read aloud. Just highlight what you want to hear and press the Read Aloud button.
The runner travels.
If you have translation enabled, you can change the languages of most on-screen text here. Some of these languages also work with the Read Aloud tool, so try it out.
Il grafico mostra la distanza.
Now when you want to leave an activity, just click the Home button in the upper left corner of your screen. Don't worry, we'll always save your work. When you come back to the activity, you'll be able to pick up where you left off.
So that's just a brief overview of the Edgenuity program and the different tools that they have in there for students. They also have guided notes that students can have. They can print them out, or we can print them out here and they can come pick them up. And it really helps them when they're going through a lesson to understand what the key parts are that they would need to know. All right, so I'm just checking to see if anybody has a question or anything. Okay, I am going to return to the presentation.
Once you've logged in, you'll see a tile for each course or program you...
Okay, so attendance. Students will have assignments in a number of courses that they need to complete by the end of each day. The school day will be a normal school day. Homeroom will take place at 8:40, 8 o'clock, or 7:30, depending upon the level that the student is at. And students must check into their homeroom and complete all assignments each day for attendance. If students are absent, because even virtual students get sick, they would just submit an absence note to us, and we would, mark it like a regular absence, and all of the attendance rules for the district would apply to students in the virtual program. Yes, physical education will be offered. There is Lifetime, it's called Lifetime Fitness. And what it is the in-class portion of phys ed is done online, and then the students keep a fitness log. So they would engage in physical activity and they log it within the course, and then they have to earn so many hours of physical activity for their physical education grade. And if, during orientation, I can go into more detail of that, exactly how the phys ed log works, how the fitness log works. But the two go hand in hand. They have the in-class portion, which is online. And then they also have the fitness log that the students keep themselves. And there are certain parameters for the physical activities that students can do to count as physical activity, but it could be something like walking the dog, walked around the block, played baseball with my friends. So there's a wide variety of things that they can do. There is a parent portal that'll be set up for every single parent, K through 12, and parents can log into the parent portal to check student grades and progress. If you're a parent that has more than one student in the program, you only need to set up one account. We actually set the account up for you, and then you can check all your children's accounts in your same account. And you'll also have weekly reports and emails sent home to you of your child's progress. So this is a short video explaining the parent, it's the family login, but that's the parent portal. So I'm gonna play this.
This is the parent dashboard in Edgenuity. They give you a pretty basic overview at the top. If you have multiple students who are participating in the Edgenuity online program, you can choose the student from this drop-down box right here. You can say I just have one student in my dashboard. To find the attendance log on the left, it opens up and it will show you a detailed view of the dates and times which the student was working. It also shows you which class the student was working on during those times. For example, you can see here on Sunday, August 23rd, 2020, the student was working for a total of 40 minutes. It then gives you a breakdown of how those 40 minutes were spent. From 8:30 to 8:36, the student spent about 6 minutes working. 5 minutes and 40 seconds of that was active time. 25 seconds of that was idle time, where the student was still logged in.
So that's the parent portal. They also, on the parent portal, I hit something, sorry. Let me just. Yeah.
This is the parent dashboard in Edgenuity of the dates and times which the student was working. It also shows you which class the student was working on during those times. For example, you can see here on Sunday, August 23rd, 2020, the student was working for a total of 40 minutes. It then gives you a breakdown of how those 40 minutes were spent. From 8:30 to 8:36, the student spent about 6 minutes working. 5 minutes and 40 seconds of that was active time. 25 seconds of that was idle time, where the student was still logged in but wasn't actually working on any assignments. And again, there's 17 minutes of work time, 12 minutes of which was idle time. These idle times might be a little confusing. When a student doesn't log out when they're finished working, it might take up to 30 minutes for the Edgenuity system to log the student out. So please encourage your student to hit that log out button when they're taking a break or when they're done for the day of working on Edgenuity. The next progress report is your other option to view, and this is going to give you an overview of how well your student is doing in their course.
So that gives you an overview of how well the students are doing in their coursework. That is also the progress report that will be mailed home to you weekly. There's a couple of questions in the chat. Let me see. Classroom portion. Yeah, I'll explain the Google Classroom portion during the question and answer. That's the very first thing I will go over. And then information, how can I get information? So I will post a link for more detailed information about the parent portal. But basically what happens is we set up a parent portal for you and we provide you with your login information. And then you can actually check the parent portal from a computer in real time. You can see what students are doing. You can also check it from your phone. So if you're at work or something and you want to check, you can do that. Okay. If you have a particular situation with the homeroom times, we can work that out on an individual basis. We really just want that daily check-in with the student so that our teachers can check in on them, see how they're doing, address any questions that they may have. So the benefits of PLC, having a locally supported district-run PLC, is that your technology is supported by the Penn School District. Students will receive devices from us. If anything goes wrong, they can go to their home school, which would be the school that they would be in. So say you're a 12th grader, you would be at Penwood. You would just return the device to Penwood, and we will have tech staff there who will be able to replace the device for you, or take the device, give you a loaner device until it gets fixed. The students will participate in the PSSAs and Keystones, and they'll do that at their home buildings. They will have an opportunity to enroll in tech school. So high school students, if they want to go into welding or plumbing, they can do a hybrid schedule where they would do half of their classes online through the PLC, and then the other half of the day they would go to tech school. So they would either go in the morning to tech school, do their PLC classes in the afternoon, or vice versa. And then you have access to all the traditional school resources that the William Penn School District offers, and all of the events. Your students can participate in sports, they can participate in activities, they'll receive guidance services from us, they can be eligible for any awards and scholarships that the district offers, prom, school dances, and anything else that students in the regular, like they are a regular school student. So even if you're a student who is in the PLC and you're at the high school, you are considered a regular high school student at Penwood. The other big thing is that they can participate in graduation. So they'll walk with their class, they'll receive a William Penn diploma. They are a regular student, whether they are middle school, high school, or elementary. Enrollment and grading. To enroll your child in the PLC, you want to visit our website. It's located underneath schools on the district website. It's also included at the end of this presentation. Grades will be entered just like any other course grades. So they will be quarterly, and they'll be visible via the district home access center, as well as daily. If you use the parent portal, you can see the student grade dailies. Yep, marching band, jazz, concert band, everything. Yep. And if your student does orchestra or wants to participate in like art class, we can arrange for them to have a hybrid schedule so that they can, we can work out a schedule for the students so that they can do the majority of their classes online. And if they want to be in one of those face-to-face classes, we can make that happen. All right, so questions. So what you want to do is you want to go to the more on the Zoom tools and click on raise hand, and I will call on participants as I see them, and I'll answer questions. And then again, like I said in the beginning, if you type your questions in the Google form, anybody that I cannot get to, I will answer the questions and post the questions and responses on the PLC website. So let me start here. So there was a question, all classes will be asynchronous with a live teacher checking in. That depends. On K through 7, they will be asynchronous with a live teacher checking in, as well as the William Penn School District located here that you can come for tutoring at any time. But the 8 through 12, there will be core classes that will be taught synchronously. So they will not be synchronously depending upon the course that the student is in. But all of the electives for 8 through 12 will be asynchronous with a live teacher checking in and a live teacher here at the building at the Green Avenue Learning Lab, but the core classes will be synchronous. All right, if anybody has a question, just raise your hand. Are the courses posted in, that we are working on that as we speak. So the students will receive a regular schedule and everything. Anybody hands? Anybody? Here's another question. No, that's the HVAC question. Message. Would I be able to participate in person? Okay, so a parent had asked this today. You can if you're doing like a course. So it would if you're doing like a certain course, you would be able to participate in that course every day. It's not going to be like last year, like where you could come to the building on a Tuesday. So it doesn't really work that way. But if you did want to do an in-person course, like I had mentioned, if you wanted to do orchestra or even math, if you are if you want face-to-face class for math, then you would be able to attend that course at your school building. But it's not like you can go Monday to the building, Tuesday here, Wednesday. It's not hybrid like that. It's per course. The recording will be posted on the PLC website. High school students will be issued a school ID. All right, somebody has a question. I'm gonna unmute her.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have two children. One is going to the 4th grade and one is going to 10th. I just wanted to know, when will their classes start? And you said the way to register is to go on the website.
Yeah, so if you go on the website, you'll see a big blue block in the middle, and if you click on that, you can submit that you want to enroll your students. We will call you just to check to confirm it, and then we will notify the building and they will change the schedule.
Okay, so just that I'm enrolling in the PLC, correct?
Yep. Yeah, you want to click on the enrollment form, which is located at the same place that you clicked to register for the open house tonight.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Oh, and
Okay.
when does
Oh,
school
the school starts just like everybody else. It starts on the 8th.
Okay. Oh, somebody put the website on the in the chat. Is that
Oh,
is that
good.
correct?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's the website.
Oh, perfect.
So
Thank
that's our
you.
website. If you click on there, you can go there and there's a blue block in the middle of the page, and click on that and you'll be able to enroll them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Melita.
Good evening. So one of my high school students is participating in morning classes this year in the DCTS program. Would that affect his ability to be in the PLC program?
No, and that's what I was mentioning with the tech school. So he would be able to do that in the morning, and then we would do he would do the PLC in the afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Angela.
Hi, Ms. Agnew. I had two questions, if I could, please. The first one being, with regard to the PLC and the in-person learning, if the school year starts in either one of those formats and one is not working, or if we may want to switch, is that an option?
It is, because the way that it is set up is it's just a homeroom change. So it's not like you're being put into a separate building. It's a homeroom change. So it's just merely a schedule change that they would have to do to move the student from, say, the PLC to in-person learning, or in-person to the PLC. We want this program so that every student can be successful. So if it isn't working out for them, that transfer can be made.
Okay. And then I know last year, or last school year, we had it where you had, there were teachers who were teaching the students who were at home doing the online learning, and they were also simultaneously teaching children in the classroom. Is that the same setup for
No.
PLC? Okay.
Yeah, that is not going to be the setup. So the PLC teachers are located here at Green Avenue, and they have offices from which they will do it's not a classroom, it's an office from which they'll do the virtual. They'll do the synchronous learning, and then the learning lab is across the hall where they can do the face-to-face tutoring.
Awesome. Thank you.
And let me see if anybody else has a hand up. I think I got all. Oh, Mary. Mary?
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask, when will we be able to pick up the equipment, and when will we be assigned the HAC information and all other login information?
So
Will
that
we
would all
receive that?
be, that would all be through your regular building. So whatever the regular building schedule would be for distributing devices and providing you with your letter. Usually you get a welcome back letter and they provide you with all that information. So like I said previously, it's a homeroom. So like say you're located at Penwood Middle School, when they send out those welcome letters, that information would be on there, because no matter if they're in the PLC or they're at the actual middle school, the device pickup's going to be the same and your login for the home access center is going to be the same as well.
Okay, thank
Mhm.
you.
Yep. Dina?
Yes, I have a daughter, she in honor classes, AP class courses.
Mhm. So
And
okay.
yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
Oh, so we do have honors level courses, AP courses. We also have AP courses. I was discussing this with the high school today.
Mhm.
I mean, technically you could, but it would, they were thinking it would be better like for AP because of all their requirements face to face. But if that's not a possibility, we do have the AP courses. But that would be another example where you could do that blended schedule where your daughter or son could just come in for that AP class if they wanted. That's what most students prefer because
Mhm.
you know, the AP test, the whole class kind of, they're like a team, you know, and everybody gets excited and they kind of, that really helps us motivate the students to do well on the test. So they could do that, but the online is an option as well. And honors, we do have honors level courses. And they will
Okay,
be
and also
weighted.
like
They will
the
be
art class.
weighted as the
Oh.
honors. Yeah, they'll be weighted as honors.
Okay, and also with the art classes too.
Yeah, art classes, that would be
Um,
another example where you could do that blended schedule. So if they wanted to go in for art, they
Okay.
could. We also have an online art class, but it's not, you know, it's more like art history as opposed to like a hands-on
Okay.
art class.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Ismail.
Yes, I was wondering, my wife and I, if this program works with the students with GIEP status.
It does. So students with GIEPs and IEPs, the only thing that would need to happen is we would have to have a change of placement meeting because the students are going to be moving from face-to-face to virtual to online learning. So what happens is when you enroll, one of the questions is, does your student have an IEP or a GIEP? When you click that, I send that to the special ed department and they start putting the process in motion for your case manager to contact you. And then we'll have a sit down, we'll have a virtual meeting. It would be me and the case manager and you, and we would look over the IEP and see how to accommodate your students' needs or how to accommodate, you know, their gifted status within our program. And then they'll be able to, that would be, special ed would be working with me to make that decision. And that would be on an individual basis for a student.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, there's a couple of questions in the chat, so I'm going to look at these for a second. So if you're not sure of your student's ID number, just email me and I will look it up and provide it to you. You don't necessarily need it to complete the online application, but it does make the enrollment process a lot faster. Let's see if yeah, so the school hours are going to be the regular school hours that the other students follow. So somebody had asked the question again, do you have to go every day? It's not so much you can't think of it as every day, like you can go on a Monday and a Wednesday to school and do online, Tuesday, Thursday. You have to think of it more as a course. So like if you want to have that hybrid mix for a course, you can do that, but you can't like pick certain days that you would want to go. Okay. Yeah, so if you want somebody to call you tomorrow, just email me. That'll be the fastest way, and I will give you a call tomorrow. Are the curriculums for in person? You'll see the same. Yeah, so the curriculums are being aligned. I have the pacing guides that the district uses, and I'm working on that now. But most of the curriculums are aligned. I mean, they're aligned because they all have to follow the Pennsylvania state standards for courses that you need to meet certain requirements for a course to be counted as a credit bearing course, or as an elementary course. So what happens in Pennsylvania is you have state standards, courses have to follow them. William Penn follows them, Edgenuity follows them. So yes, but we are tightening it up even more because I'm looking at the individual pacing guides and adapting the courses further if needed. Most of them do not, but I'm doing that. Can you email your contact information? Oh, okay. Yeah, so if Miss Hoff put my contact information in there. So if you just, click on that, you can send me an email and I'll respond to you tomorrow. Maybe tonight, but tomorrow. Let me see if anybody else has their hand raised. Nobody else has their hand raised. Anybody else have questions? Oh, wait. Oh, no, I already got. Does Ishmael, do you have another question or do you just have a, Ishmael, did I forget to put your hand down or do you have another question?
No, my hand just wasn't put down.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Okay, Mary, I know your hand was down, so, okay.
Oh, I can speak now.
Excuse me?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you said I can speak now? Oh, the question I had was the teachers that's going to be in the Google Classroom. So they're just basically there for the students to check in?
Well, it depends. What grade are we speaking of?
Third grade.
Third grade. So the teacher would be in the homeroom for them. So the homeroom teacher is going to serve a multitude of purposes. They are going to be there for the student to check in. They're also going to be doing our social and emotional learning lessons that the district is doing to help students with everything that has gone on in the past year and a half. And they will also be, if your son is in third grade, the elementary teacher will be the teacher here. If he needs additional tutoring, he can come see her and he'll already know her because it's his homeroom teacher. She'll also do fun activities like Fun Fridays, like virtual fun field trips, where the kids can all meet online to do, things like you would do in class, like virtual field trips or fun activities, where all the students can participate. So she'll be doing a multitude of different things.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So how soon will we be notified of enrollment? We're working on that right now. It should be, I would say definitely not like by the end of next week at the latest. It's like in process as we speak. Does anybody else have questions? Oh, I see a hand. Hold on.
Hi, I'm sorry, my connection is keep going in and out.
Oh, that's
outside.
okay.
Oh, I couldn't find my son. I don't know that both of my sons' ID numbers. Will I still be able to register, or I definitely need their ID numbers?
No, yeah, you can still register, but it'll make the process go a lot smoother if you just email me. If you email me, I will email back your children's, I'll email back their numbers for you.
Okay, and
Yeah.
your email is, can you put your email
My
in the
email
chat?
it's in the chat. It's on the website and it's at the end of the thing. But for you, it sounds like you're at a practice. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, someone just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing. So
Okay.
I have two, like I said, I have two boys. So I would do two times I would do the paperwork. Well,
do the paperwork 2 times, and then that way we can do the 2 different enrollments.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So I'll email you now and give you both of their names, and when you email me back, I can do my enrollment.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were.
Here it is. Hold this. Child must be. All right, let me see if there are any more questions. I don't see any. Oh, there's one popping up. There was a question about, it just says current teachers. If the person who is asking that in the chat, if you want to raise your hand, you can ask the question. Or if you're not sure of how to, there we go. Okay. Angela?
Ms. Agnew, that was my question. I just wondered if my student participated in the PLC, is it possible that he would run into teachers that he's had before in the district?
So he may. I actually have the teachers' names if you want to know who the teachers are.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, so for science, it's Michelle Beach. For elementary, it's Carla Scanlon. For math, it's Mr. Key. And for ELA, it's Ava Alexander. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, I got your email. So I will be emailing you your students' ID numbers, Candace. Anybody else have any questions? Where can I find the link to register? Oh, so if you go to the website, our district, our PLC website, it's located underneath schools. This is, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. So if you just go to that website, there's a big giant blue block in the middle. Just click on that and you'll be able to register them for the PLC. How does blended courses work? How will we know what? Okay, so the school supplies are, they're going to be adapted school supply lists from the supplies that they have at the schools. So I am looking over the different supply lists because in a face-to-face school, when you bring in supplies, some of them are for the whole class. So I'm looking over them and I will be updating that by Friday. How does blended? So for K to 6, it's K to 7. What happens is they're doing mostly asynchronous work, but they will have a Edgenuity teacher that will check in with them daily, and that they can have virtual meetings with. There's also an option. Say you're working on the Edgenuity program, they have a button you can click, and they put you with virtual tutors, and you can actually like click on that button. Like say you get stuck on something, you can click on that button and you can talk to somebody right there and then. You can text, you know, like you do on other websites, and you can ask them questions. In addition to both of them, we will also have our elementary teacher who will be holding virtual office hours that people can stop by, and will also be here in the building doing face-to-face tutoring. There was something is funded. There's something, somebody had something about shutdown. They've shut down. Yeah, so you remain with your school irregardless. So what the PLC is, it's just a program that the district wants to offer to help not, students be successful. So, even in a regular, even when, we don't have a pandemic and stuff like that, regular face-to-face daily school doesn't work for everybody. Some students online works better. So the district really wants to offer that option to parents so that, every student can be successful. So they remain with their school. Like I said before, it's just a homeroom change. So they don't get removed from the school. They're just in a different homeroom. The homeroom's called cyber, and that's how they're placed into the PLC. Somebody had a question. This meeting will be posted on the PLC website. So the students, somebody had asked a question about uniforms. The students in the PLC need to abide by all the, district policies. So if they are going to come on site for face-to-face tutoring, they would need to be in uniform. During their virtual sessions, that's they're going to be on virtually, but when they're on site, if they're coming for face-to-face tutoring, they would need to adhere to the uniform policy. Anybody else have a question? Let me see if I have any hands. No hands, no questions. Anybody? Okay, so I think I set this meeting up for an hour. So I'll still take questions for 5 minutes, but just in case it cuts off, I want to thank everybody for coming. You can post as many questions as you want on that form. I will post the presentation. I'll post this recording, and I will post the question form on the PLC website, as well as my as well as the questions and answers that I received. Oh, so somebody had a question, just in case we cut off. I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to coming. Is face-to-face tutoring by appointment? So that's going to be dependent on the teacher. So with the elementary teacher that we have here, we do want her to have like open virtual hours, and she will have that homeroom. So her face-to-face tutoring, she'll be available in the learning lab outside of that time. So we are working on the schedules now for the 8 through 12. It's really going to depend upon, if they're going to be doing classes, and then they're also going to have virtual sessions, and then they'll be in the learning lab. So it's really going to be dependent upon the teacher, and we'll have all those schedules posted by the first day of school. Oh, thank you. I'm really enjoying this. Is my first day at William Penn, and it's been very delightful. So it's been a good first day, and I'm very happy everybody came out for the open house. So thank you. I'll stay on until 8 if anybody else has questions. So enrollment is open. So up until probably a couple of days before school starts, I would say like the 30th probably, because we do want to allow time for the guidance counselors to be able to change the schedules and for us to get you prepared for the school year. So anybody else have a question? Thank you. And if anybody has questions, you can always call or email me. My contact information is on the website. It's also on the end of the presentation. September 8th is when school starts. Okay, thank you to everybody who came out. I am going to hold another open house in about 2 weeks. So if anybody has any questions, you can come again to the next one. I'm sure I'll work out all the kinks by then. And then you can also, as I said, call, email me. I think my email response time is pretty good. I've gotten it back to people in a pretty timely fashion. So that was somebody's question there. All right, well, everybody have a nice night. And if you have any questions, you can ask. And thanks so much for coming out.